Humans are curious creatures. We yearn to understand the universe and our place in it. We gaze at the stars and wonder about their origins. We look deep inside ourselves and question the nature of consciousness. What is real? What is true? These questions have captivated thinkers for centuries. The search for knowledge is a fundamental part of the human experience. But what if there are limits to what we can know? What if some mysteries are simply beyond our grasp? This is the intriguing territory explored by Immanuel Kant, a giant of Western philosophy. He dared to ask, what are the boundaries of human understanding? His answers continue to challenge and inspire us today. Kant invites us on a journey to explore the very limits of knowledge itself. Immanuel Kant lived in 18th century Prussia, a time of great intellectual and political change. Born in 1724 in Königsberg, a city that was then part of Prussia, Kant spent his entire life in this city, which is now known as Kaliningrad in modern-day Russia. He was a philosopher who revolutionized how we think about knowledge and the human mind. His works, especially the Critique of Pure Reason, challenged the prevailing notions of his time and laid the groundwork for modern philosophy. Before Kant, many believed we learn directly from the world around us. This view, known as empiricism, suggested that our minds are like blank slates, passively receiving information from our senses. We see a tree, and our minds simply record this information, much like a camera capturing an image. This straightforward approach seemed intuitive and was widely accepted.
Kant challenged this view with a revolutionary idea. He proposed that our minds are not passive recipients of information. He argued that our minds are not blank slates, but are instead active participants in the process of understanding the world. We are born with pre-existing structures of understanding, which Kant referred to as the categories of understanding. These structures shape how we experience and interpret the world around us. They act as a framework through which all sensory data is filtered and organized. Think of it like a pair of glasses we wear all the time. These glasses are not something we can take off. They are an integral part of how we perceive reality. These glasses represent our innate ways of organizing information, such as space, time, and causality. Without these categories, our experiences would be chaotic and incomprehensible. They color everything we see and understand, influencing our perception in ways we are often unaware of. Kant called these structures categories of understanding. They are the fundamental building blocks of our cognition. They include ideas like space, time, and causality, which are essential for us to make sense of the world. We need these categories to make sense of the world, to organize our experiences, and to form coherent thoughts and ideas. But they also limit us. These preset lenses restrict our understanding to what can be perceived through them. We can only understand reality through these preset lenses, which means there are aspects of reality that may be forever beyond our comprehension. This has profound implications for what we can claim to know with certainty. Kant's philosophy suggests that while we can understand the world in a structured and meaningful way, there are limits to our knowledge that we must acknowledge and respect.
Imagine a black cloth placed over your eyes. It's not just any cloth, but one that completely blocks out all light, leaving you in utter darkness. You can feel the world around you. Your hands reach out, touching surfaces, feeling textures, and sensing the shapes of objects. Each touch gives you a hint of what lies beyond the darkness. You can hear sounds and smell scents, the rustling of leaves, the distant hum of traffic, the aroma of fresh coffee. All these sensations paint a picture in your mind, but you cannot see. Your vision is completely obscured. This cloth represents the limitations of our senses and our minds, according to Kant. It's a metaphor for the barriers that prevent us from perceiving the true essence of reality. We are like viewers in a theater. We sit in the audience watching the play unfold before us. The actors, the set, the lighting, all meticulously crafted to create an illusion. We experience the play, the world around us as it is presented. The emotions, the drama, the story, they all seem real to us. but it's just a performance. But we have no access to the backstage area. We cannot see the actors preparing, the stagehands moving props, or the director giving instructions. We cannot know the true nature of reality, the mechanisms behind the scenes. The gears and pulleys that make the show run smoothly are hidden from our view. Kant argued that we can only know the world as it appears to us, not as it is in itself. Our senses and perceptions shape our reality, but they also limit it. He called this distinction the phenomenal versus the noumenal world. The phenomenal world is the one we experience through our senses, the one that is shaped by our perceptions and interpretations. The phenomenal world is the world we experience. It's the hustle and bustle of daily life, the interactions with others, the sights and sounds that fill our days. The noumenal world is the world beyond our senses, the world as it truly is. It's the reality that exists independently of our perceptions, the one that we can never fully grasp. This idea is crucial to understanding Kant's philosophy. It challenges us to recognize the limits of our knowledge and to question the nature of reality itself. It means there are inherent limits to human knowledge. No matter how much we learn or discover, there will always be aspects of reality that remain beyond our reach. We are forever bound by our own perspective. Our understanding of the world is shaped by our senses and our minds, and we can never step outside of that framework to see the world as it truly is. Yet, in recognizing these limitations, we also open ourselves to a deeper appreciation of the mysteries that surround us. The veil may obscure our vision, but it also invites us to explore, to question, and to seek understanding in the face of the unknown. Section 4, the unknowable trio God, soul, and world. Kant applied his ideas about the limits of knowledge to three big questions that have puzzled humanity for centuries. These questions are about God, the soul, and the world as a whole. He called these transcendental ideas, which are concepts that go beyond our everyday experiences and understanding. These ideas deal with things beyond our direct experience, things that we can think about but cannot fully grasp or prove. For instance, we cannot see God or touch the soul, yet these concepts have a profound impact on our lives and beliefs. Similarly, we cannot step outside the universe to observe it in its entirety, making it impossible to fully comprehend its vastness and complexity. Kant argued that our minds are not equipped to answer these questions definitively. For example, we might experience the world as orderly and designed. This sense of order and design could lead us to believe in a divine creator God. However, this belief is based on our subjective experience of order and beauty in the world around us. It doesn't prove God's existence objectively, as it is rooted in our personal perceptions and interpretations. The same logic applies to the soul and the universe as a whole. We can have beliefs and experiences related to these concepts. For instance, we might feel a sense of inner self or soul, and we might marvel at the vastness of the universe. These experiences can shape our understanding and beliefs, but they do not provide definitive proof. We can contemplate and discuss these ideas endlessly, but we cannot know them with absolute certainty. They lie beyond the veil of our perception, always just out of reach, inviting us to explore and ponder the mysteries of existence. This exploration of the unknowable trio God, soul, and world is a journey that has fascinated philosophers, theologians, and thinkers throughout history. It challenges us to reflect on the nature of reality, the limits of human understanding, and the profound questions that define our existence. In the end, while we may never find definitive answers, the pursuit of these questions enriches our lives and deepens our appreciation for the mysteries of the universe. It is this very quest for understanding that drives us to seek, to learn, and to grow, even in the face of the unknowable. Section 5, Echoes in the East. Interestingly, Kant's ideas resonate with some Eastern philosophical traditions. Buddhism, for example, emphasizes the illusory nature of reality. It teaches that our perceptions are often misleading. We cling to ideas of self, permanence, and inherent existence. But these are ultimately illusions.
This concept of Maya, the veil of illusion, shares similarities with Kant's noumenal world. Both suggest a reality beyond our immediate grasp. While there are differences in their approaches, both Kant and Eastern thinkers highlight the limitations of human perception. They remind us that our understanding of reality is always filtered through our own minds.
Section 6, trapped in our own minds. Why did Kant believe these subjects are so difficult to understand? His answer lies in the very structure of our minds. Remember the categories of understanding mentioned earlier? These categories, like space and time, are essential for us to make sense of the world, but they only apply to the world of our experience, the phenomenal world.
When we try to apply these categories to things beyond our experience, like God or the soul, we run into problems. These concepts, by definition, are not bound by space and time. They are not subject to the laws of causality that govern our physical world. Our minds, wired for a certain kind of understanding, struggle to grasp these transcendental ideas. It's like trying to fit square blocks into round holes. The tools we have are simply not designed for the task.
Section 7. The quest continues. Kant's ideas might seem discouraging at first. Are we forever limited by our own minds? Are some questions simply unanswerable? While Kant acknowledges these limitations, he doesn't see them as a defeat. Instead, he views them as a call to humility and continued exploration.
Just because we can't fully comprehend something doesn't mean we should stop asking questions. The pursuit of knowledge, even with its limitations, is a noble endeavor. It drives us to learn, to grow, and to expand the boundaries of our understanding. Kant's philosophy reminds us to approach the big questions with a sense of wonder and an awareness of our own limitations. The universe is full of mysteries. Our journey to understand it will likely continue for as long as humans look up at the stars and ask, why?